All right, then, that was New York's own Sharetta with Bully, the official anthem of Team Number 37's Hate the Hate. I promise you all at the top of the show, even though it is my Thanksgiving special, we're going to break from wall to wall music for a good cause, because on the phone with me right now is my brother in music and the brain behind all that is Hate to Hate, the one and only Tim, number 37, Martinez. What's happening, brother?
Hello there. Hi, Turbo. How are you? Thanks for having me on your show.
I'm good, man. Always glad to have you. We tried it once before, but you are a very hard person to nail down for anything.
I've been told this. This is what I've been told. It's hard to be one person and take care of everything that I do. It's not. I kind of tend to bite off more than I can chew sometimes, but I end up getting everything done somehow. But it's good to finally be here. Well, on the phone.
Yes. So. I don't know how you manage to do it sometimes, but you do. And hey, you know what it is? Everyone loves you, so everyone wants a piece of you. That's all it is.
I've been told I'm a lovable mess, and I like that. I'll go with that. So, I appreciate the outpouring of love and support of everything that I do from everybody. It's been a wild ride so far, and it's a dream come true. And I just growing up as a teenager, never thought I would be where I am, and I'm a perfect example of if you work hard enough and you pursue your dreams, they will come true no matter what your past may be. So thanks to you and everybody else out there that's always been supporting me throughout the years. I really appreciate it.
Exactly, man. I mean, I've always said to everyone, we are just one big community, and helping each other is what it's all about. And, I mean, what's there not to support? You know, there's no reason to not support you and others when everyone's got the same, or similar tastes in music and personalities even. As long as we all support each other, hell, who knows where any of us will be, in the near future.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we have one of your biggest Hate the Hates coming up this Sunday, November 25th. It's a Broadway edition.
Mm-hmm.
We got to talk about this a little bit. First and most importantly, how did we manage to get a Broadway edition? I have to say I was blown away when I first heard it.
Yeah, well, this isn't this is the biggest Hate to Hate event that I'm doing. I'm super proud of this one. I really went all out. When I started Hate to Hate, I was hoping that it would get the recognition that it's finally getting. And Broadway, this is how it came about. One of the bands one of the local bands here in New York that I adore, they're named Machine Elves. Their lead singer is actually one of the stars of Rock of Ages on Broadway. So we hit it off really well when we initially met, hung out a few times, and he's been working in Broadway for a long time. His name's Joey Calveri. He was playing Joey Primo on Rock of Ages, and he actually recently just got promoted. He's now going to be playing Stacy Jacks, which is the Tom Cruise character in the film version of the show, starting in December. So I'm super proud of him and super excited for him because that's just all sorts of awesome.
Yeah, I heard about that also. Machine Elves, I know those. I know Howie, the bass player, since he was in the 3rd grade, which makes me feel old sometimes. But that is great news for Joey as well. Kudos to him.
Yes, exactly. So one night we were at one of my favorite watering holes. We were hanging out at 3 of Cups in the Lower East Side, and he brings up, Hate to Hate, and we're talking, and he goes, it would be really cool to bring something like this to the Broadway community. And I was like, that's not a bad idea. I was like, this is actually something that has honestly never crossed my mind. The Broadway world wasn't even something I had thought about. Because, I'm a heavy metal and hard rock kind of guy. How the hell would I, make something happen in the Broadway community. And, just like how it is, right place, right time with the right people. And we struck up this conversation, and we started brainstorming and throwing ideas back and forth on how to make that happen. So he brought up the whole idea of Rock of Ages, since it's a rock and roll musical. And it's very, very, very successful. It's one of the most successful Broadway shows in a very long time. And he had the idea of having his band, Machine Elves, perform, but have cast members from Rock of Ages sing the songs. So there can be the cross-promotion between everything I do and the Broadway community. So then that grew into not just cast members from Rock of Ages, but also cast members from Hair, from Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark, and from Toxic Avenger, all on Broadway. And Rebecca Falconberry, who plays Mary Jane in Spider-Man, she's one of the singers. And then there's Justin Matthew Sargent, and a few other people. It's a phenomenal lineup. And with that aspect, I was thinking, what are the Tim number 37 family of bands that I love, who I can put on this show and have it intertwined with the music of Machine Elves, Rock of Ages, Hair, Spider-Man, which are all rock and roll based Broadway shows. And from there, She Set Fire was the first one that popped in my mind, because they're very poppy rock, and they were known as the August Infinity. Now they're She Set Fire. So that was a no-brainer. And then as I kept thinking, I ended up asking Mother, Midnight Mob, Ghost of Eden, all to take part. But I have two bands that are more metal that are probably the closest to me in the number 37 family of bands, which are Beyond Visible, who I manage, and Seas of Wake, whom I'm their publicist. So I'm like, how do I get them involved? So I had the idea to ask them to play acoustic sets. And they agreed, so I'm putting them smack dab in the middle, a nice little acoustic set, rock and roll set from Beyond Visible and Seas of Wake, and that's how this whole Broadway thing happened. Joey Calveri was the one that really is basically my partner in this whole endeavor with Hate the Hate Broadway edition. And a huge shout out to him, because he's been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, all the guys in Machine Elves are amazing, and they all have really, really amazing hearts, and they're really good people.
They are.
We've worked with them with Rock Against Dystrophy. So when I saw them,
well, that's when I first saw them, was at a Rock Against Dystrophy event.
Yes. So yeah, it's when I heard.
So in the long run, Turbo, you kind of brought this together. You initiated this whole thing, this whole psychosis, which is Hate to Hate Broadway.
I don't look for credit where I don't look for credit in things that I'm not directly involved in. It was like if I was able to bring Machine Elves to your ear, and then that eventually turned into what this is. Awesome, man. That's exactly what happened.
I
would just sit back and enjoy it all, because you and Joey definitely busted your ass putting this together. And I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've seen Seas Awake. I saw them at your birthday show back at Tammany back in September, and I'm kind of curious to hear what they're going to sound like acoustically.
Well, let me tell you, Sean can sing, so I know it's going to be good. That boy, he can't. Not only can he scream and growl, but that boy has a fucking pair of. He's got some vocals on him. It's kind of mind blowing. Definitely one of the best talents I've ever come across in my career.
Yeah, you can hear that in the more melodic.
No Candidate for Love.
Yeah, exactly.
The song No Candidate for Love.
Exactly, a bunch of great songs.
Which they will be playing at Hate to Hate, so.
It is awesome. Like I said, I look forward to it. It really is an amazing lineup. I mean, She Set Fire. I mean, Machine Elves is a given. I know, for me to sit here and promote Machine Elves is like me sitting here promoting myself. People get tired of it.
Nice.
I
know how that feels. I definitely do.
Yeah, because that's how much I love those guys, and the entire lineup is amazing. You've also got Tyler Burrow, Cicely Saldana, and I hope I don't butcher her last name, but best known as Mistress Julia, and that is Julia Chernetsky. Am I pronouncing
Very
it
good.
right?
You got it right. You totally got it right.
Awesome. I've been praying on not butchering it because I know she will beat my ass if I did.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. That was another big thing. Another big thing for me for this event was also picking the hosts. I wanted it to be 3 people that have really been some of my main supporters through this Hate the Hate adventure. And Julia, I mean, that's my best friend of 15 years. We come as a package deal with a lot of things, and so Julia was a given, and she was there from the first one. Tyler Burrow, he's a phenomenal celebrity publicist. The guy walks every red carpet. Everyone knows who he is. He just did an event with Susan Sarandon, and he is such an adamant supporter and promoter of Hate They Hate, so I asked him. And then there's my homegirl, Cicely Saldana. She's a movie producer out in Hollywood. Her sister is Zoe Saldana from Columbia Avatar, Star Trek. I've known the Saldana family since I was a teenager, and I'm super proud of those girls and how far they've gone with their careers. And Cicely actually hosted Hate the Hate 2 in December of last year at Sullivan Hall, so I had to make sure that our schedules worked right so she can fly out to New York to host this one. And thankfully it worked out perfectly. There were a couple of hitches here and there figuring out flights, but it worked out. And once she confirmed, she was the final piece of the puzzle, and once I had Cicely Saldana ready, I was like, now I can promote this the proper way. The lineup is complete. And let's not forget...
And not forget, y'all, because she will definitely kick both our asses if we forget Jen City as a DJ.
Forget Jen City. Yes, DJ Jen City from Kitty, Suicide City, and most recently she was a house guest on Big Brother on CBS, and she killed it, made 5th place.
Yes.
And was on the show the entire summer. Super proud of her as well. And the chick, she's been a huge part of Hate to Hate since the beginning as well. So she jumped right on board when I started putting this together. She goes, Tim, I want to DJ that. She's like, that is big. And she's one of the best DJs in New York, man. Like, so I'd be stupid to not even, like, have that thought cross my mind.
Oh, of course. So, I mean, she's...
You know, so, I mean, that's the lineup. It's, you got it down, the bands, the host, and the DJ. And it's, you know, at Highline Ballroom, which is one of my personal favorite venues in New York. I mean, it's gorgeous. And it's such a, like... Highline's where I always dreamed of having a Hate the Hate event. When I started this, I was like, oh, that'd be my perfect venue. And now I'm doing it, so it's a little surreal.
Nice.
And, you know, so now after this one, then, you know, the next step is Irving Plaza, and then maybe, hopefully, one day Roseland Ballroom or Hammerstein. That would be amazing. But,
and then,
you know,
after,
steps.
and then after that, we'll take over the garden for a night.
Yeah. Listen, hey, well, I'm working towards that, my friend.
Hey, you know how I say it. You gotta aim big, no matter how many steps there are in between. You just gotta aim big.
And that's for any aspect. That's for anything in life. And if you believe in something so much, there's no reason to not go after it. I mean, there's no reason to not go after it and try to accomplish it. That can be not just in business, but in relationships. In any aspect, if you believe in something or someone so much, it's just something that it should be worth going after. And like you said, no matter how many steps there are, you got to be willing to take those necessary steps and try to at least accomplish what your dream is. So that's just an important lesson I think everyone should know in any aspect.
No, it's the truth. Everyone kind of thinks it happens overnight, and
nothing happens overnight.
No.
Anything good requires a lot of work.
Exactly. And if only I can tell you that, I know from Rock Against History, but, I know so many people that talk to you after Hate to Hate, or talk to me after a Rock Against History, and it's just like, oh my God, everything is awesome, the bands are amazing, and you just sit there and go, if you had any idea how long it took to meet the right bands, put the right lineups together, get the venues together, you would realize that, there's just so much involved, that it just doesn't happen, overnight, and everyone sits there and goes, "Oh my God, it's amazing! How'd you pull it off?" If you only knew.
Exactly, it's true.
Now,
It's
the
100%
most
true.
absolutely. Now, the most important thing really here is what Hate to Hate is all about, and I'm not even gonna give my take description. It's all for you to do because it is your baby, and I know it is very close to your
Yeah,
heart.
well, Hate to Hate is my baby. Well, it's I'm very public with who I am, what I'm about, and my experiences in life. Hate to Hate all started because of an unfortunate situation I was in when I was out on a date with a guy, and a couple of guys took it upon themselves to attack us, and it was one of the most terrifying experiences I've ever been through. I honestly thought I was going to lose my life, and it was just it stuck with me. I couldn't really get out of bed for a few days. I was just very depressed, very scared. My anxiety levels were at a level I've never even experienced before. But one of the closest friends that I have, Joshua Hawksley from She Said Fire, he was checking in on me every day once he found out what had happened, and I was he came to see me. I went to hang out with him, and he told me, he's like, you got to do something really positive with this. He's like, you got to turn this around somehow, and he's like, you should do. He put the idea in my head. He's like, maybe just start with raising awareness, against discrimination like that. And I was thinking more along the lines of also the whole bullying situation that's been going on over the years, where young kids are taking their lives and killing themselves because of bullying, because they're gay or they're transgendered or they're bisexual or whatever. And I just came out of the closet myself at the first Hate to Hate publicly. I mean, it wasn't a huge secret for people that knew me personally, that knew I was gay, but I kept it hidden from the heavy metal scene, being with Ozfest and working on Uranium and meeting all these fans and all these bands. And the heavy metal scene's a very, very machismo, very testosterone-driven industry. And I just didn't know how my sexuality would come into play with the respect and the notoriety I gained by being with Uranium and Ozfest and all these awesome bands. So finally, once this happened, I was like, you know what? I've got this platform and this opportunity with my popularity to do something really, really good. And I started Hate to Hate for that, because there's absolutely no reason why anybody should be taking their lives because they're different, because they're being bullied. So that was where Hate to Hate started. And I'm super proud that this one is the fourth one. It's officially Hate to Hate 3, because the third one was the 1-year anniversary special. And the Hate to Hate website will be up hopefully by the end of this year. I just won a USA Network award through Characters Unite.
Yes.
It's a $1,000 grant. So I will be taking that money and having the official Hate to Hate website built, as well as having all the links to all the organizations such as the Trevor Project, the It Gets Better Project, the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. Have the links to a message board, a forum where people can go and talk and share their experiences or their stories. And I'll be checking in on there quite often as well, trying to help people as best as humanly possible. So that's the story of Hate to Hate. It's just giving a big middle finger to everyone out there that think that they're better than everybody else, and they feel it's a big need to pick on people because of their own insecurities. So
yeah,
that's the answer to your question.
Yeah, and it's true. It really has. Times have actually changed from when you and I were growing up. You and I are around I think we're only a year apart, if that much, age-wise. And
a big misconception is that this suicide because of bullying is something new, and it's not. It's always been going on. It's just the aspect that it's gotten a lot more media attention now, which is what's brought it to the surface. Because unfortunately, this is the way certain people, young people, feel this is the only way to deal with things, because they don't realize as life goes on and as they get older, it does get better. You learn to accept yourself and love yourself, and then don't give a fuck what other people think.
Exactly. I mean, the other thing too, I've been saying for a while in regards, to the bullying situation. I mean, look,
Mhm.
I don't lie. I've said it on this show, and I've told a few people here and there. I was bullied in junior high, partly
Yeah.
because of the disability, and because I
Mhm.
had good grades. And my classmates actually were convinced that my aide, my one-on-one school aide, did my homework, took my
Oh wow.
exams.
Kids can
Yeah,
be so cruel. It's amazing.
it really is. And I mean, even one of my teachers that I was really close with one day decided we're going to make a point. There's a test. My aide sat on the opposite side of the room, nowhere near me, didn't even hand me the test. And we took it. We got it back the next day. I was one of the top grades, and my entire class still. Oh, somebody else took it for him. How? You know, we were all in a room together. And
Yeah.
the other part to that is back then it happened in school and it kind of stayed in school. It didn't follow you home. Now with social media,
It's
it's
everywhere.
all over the place. And
Because everyone's into the social media thing. Everyone's on Facebook, and a lot of people. It's actually grown because of the social media aspect, because of the fact that people feel more comfortable, quote unquote, to sit behind a screen and not do this in person. And other kids don't have a way to defend themselves, and who feel bad and sit on the computer all day because they're depressed, as is, and they get these messages. And they see what people are writing about them, and it's incredibly disheartening, and it breaks my heart personally, because I can only imagine when I was picked on in school, what it would have been like if I had a Facebook or a MySpace or whatever,
oh
and
yeah,
people were able to contact me consistently through this, and just continue to break me down and insult me and destroy whatever self-confidence I had back then. So you bring up a very good point. It is a lot like that. So
yeah. I mean, I can't say how many times the bullying when I got it. It's not, I mean, let's be honest. What I got is nothing compared to what people have to put up with who are gay or who gay, transsexual, whatever the case is. That is still a more of a target, if you will, as opposed to disability. Disability people kind of just look at, they have their opinions and they kind of keep them to themselves out of a sympathy issue, whereas all the others, everyone, there are people in this world who have it in their heads that, if you're not the way, religion says you're supposed to be, then you're wrong, and that's not the case. And I mean, when we were young, we got away from it, got home, there was in my case, video games and music. I'm sure with you it was your music when you got home. And nowadays, it doesn't matter because, like you said, everyone's on their computer. Your music is on your computer. Your games are on your computer. And, you can try to get away from it and suddenly, there's an instant message from someone you don't even know telling you shouldn't exist. It's like, how do you get away from it? And it's really gotten way out of control.
it's true. Everything you said is 100% true.
Yeah.
So that's why I started this whole thing, and I hope it keeps going in the direction that it's going, and more people will find out about it, and it'll make an impact. And I just hope we together as a community that loves music, just band together and put a stop to this awful mess that's going on with bullying and suicide.
I mean,
November 25th at Highline Ballroom. Hate to Hate.
Exactly.
Edition, so.
It's all about getting the word out there, gang, and making sure that, listen, we got to get this out there and get it across the world, because let's be honest, this hate to hate goes beyond the bullying situation, because
it goes into everything.
Yeah, there is no reason for us here in the States to hate someone in the Middle East just because they happen to live in a country that maybe doesn't agree with our politics right now. You know, the truth of the matter is, we are all one. Everyone says racism and all of that. No, there is one race. It's the human race. We need to stop hating each other and start working together like it was meant to be. And, you know, that's...
Absolutely, 100%.
That's definitely why, you know, I know without a shadow of a doubt, dude, Hate to Hate will be around for a long time.
I hope so. Thank you. I hope so.
You're welcome, man. I mean, dude, I've only known you a short time. Yeah, I feel... I've told you over and over again, I feel horrible that for so many years I was hesitant to reach out to you, and that's what I get for listening to, you know, the words of wrong people.
Oh, well, that's all right. I had a lot of haters for a while. It's fine.
Well, there's no reason why people should hate you, because, you know, aside from hate to hate, you're an awesome person, and it's, you know, it's an honor, you know, to be friends with you and to know you and hang out with you, as rare as that may be, Mr. Popular.
Yeah.
So yeah, get your ass back over here again. You and
I
your
will
crazy...
definitely come by for dinner again. It will happen.
Yes, you and your crazy ass schedule.
Yeah, my schedule is pretty intense sometimes.
I don't know how you do it.
Turbo, I would love to just thank you once again for having me on your show. Bull Spike Radio is awesome. I'm a fan, and I love what you guys are doing, so keep it up, man.
Absolutely, man. We always will. And for everyone out there, remember, Hate to Hate is this Sunday, November 25th. Tickets are still available. HighlineBallroom.com or at the door. So come on down.
The bands themselves. The bands all have tickets. You can get them from the bands. You can get them at HighlineBallroom.com, or you can just purchase them at the door.
There you go. That is your best way to do it all. It is going to be a great night for a great cause. Again, the lineup, if you missed it, you got Mother, Midnight Mob, Ghost of Eden, Beyond Visible, Seas of Wake, She Said Fire, and Machine Elves with guest vocalists from Broadway, from Rock of Ages, Toxic Avenger, and Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark. Tim number 37's Hate to Hate Broadway edition this Sunday. Tim, again, thank you for taking the time out. I hope I helped
thank you.
to get the word out for you a little bit
really
more
appreciate
about
it.
Hate to Hate. Hey, dude, it's all about supporting, and I definitely believe in what you're doing with Hate to Hate, and you've always got my full support, dude.
Thank you so much, man. It was awesome to be here, and on the phone. But I had a really good time, and I look forward to seeing you at the show.
Definitely.
And before I exit, though, I'd like to introduce, for your ears out there, everybody, this is the band I'm managing. They're playing an acoustic set at Hate to Hate Broadway edition at Highline Ballroom this Sunday, November 25th. This is Beyond Visible and Can't Erase You. Thanks, Turbo. Take care.
You're welcome, man. All right, here they are now, Beyond Visible, right now inside the Asylum. We'll be back with more. Stay tuned.